Hello, beautiful people. I am excited to show you guys the lovely Jeulia ring that I am reselling on my site. I owned this ring for I don't even know how long, and I hardly ever wore it. I hardly ever took it out of the box, which is such a shame. Because it's one of my favorite rings. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. Just gonna open the box for you guys. Bear with me here a second. I like doing things handheld. Sorry about that. And if you hear something weird in the background, it's just my cat drinking water. He's really loud for some reason, drinking out of his water dish right now. So this is a 3.5 carat leaf design Jeulia ring. Look at how that's glistening in the light. Do you see that? You see that shine coming off that stone right there? Jeulia, the company has trademarked their own stones. So their stones are all lab-made, simulated diamonds that are, cubic zirconia is a type of simulated diamond, and I could do a whole video on this. There are different levels of cubic zirconia. There's the highest quality cubic zirconia is out on the market, which is what I'm in the process of sourcing with my jewelry design team. For my online business that I'm now creating. But then there's different levels. I know there's different companies out there that just source the AAA cubic zirconias, and they go all the way up to 5A, 6A, even 8A level cubic zirconias. I guess the higher the level, I believe, the more diamond-like they get. I don't know what the Jeulia stone is, because they don't refer to their stone as a simulated diamond or as a Jeulia stone. They only refer to their stone as, I'm sorry, I meant to say they don't refer to their stone as a simulated diamond or as a cubic zirconia stone. They only refer to their stone as a Jeulia stone. They just call it a Jeulia stone. So it's some type of simulated diamond. I don't know if it's a cubic zirconia. A cubic zirconia is a gemstone in its own right. Moisanites are also lab-made, just like these are, and moisanites are also real gemstones, just like cubic zirconias are gemstones. Simulated diamonds don't necessarily have to be cubic zirconias. They can be something different, but they're just called simulated diamonds. I know Jeulia, the company, before it became the Jeulia stone, they used to describe on their website these stones as white sapphires, lab-created white sapphires. So lab-created white sapphire is, I guess it also, sapphire is its own gemstone. It's not a diamond. It's not trying to be a diamond, but it is a lab-created stone. So it gets a little bit confusing, but if you do the research online, like I did, I've done extensive hours of research, you come to discover the nuances and the differences between all the various stones. So yeah, Jeulia, the company Jeulia, they went from being lab-made white sapphires to now just their Jeulia stone. But this is a 3.5 carat, and look at the detail of this ring. It's just really beautiful. Jeulia is known for making gorgeous rings. So this is a 3.5 carat round cut Jeulia stone in the center. There's amazing detailed leaf work, like sort of like a foresty, leafy theme down the sides of the band. And then there's the halo of stones around the main stone. I love halos. They're my favorite style rings right now is the halo rings. And then right here, I'm going to try to turn it around into the light a little bit better for you guys. Right here you see a small Jeulia stone, which is a nice little detail. It's similar to how the Vera Wang ring has a beautiful dark blue sapphire detail in the same spot. And Jeulia, they have their own little white Jeulia stone as a little bit of a detail right there. I just love the little details. I think it makes the rings look amazing. And this particular one has the rose gold two-toned. I also love the two-toned look where it's silver and rose gold underneath. I think that's absolutely stunning. There's something about the two-toned look that just really makes it pop. It's really beautiful. And yeah, so this particular ring, I'll show you the underside. There's no scratches on it anywhere because, like I said, I didn't wear it. As gorgeous as this ring is, I didn't wear it. And there's a couple reasons I'm going to go into as to why I didn't wear this ring, and it just sat in my top dresser drawer forever, essentially, since I bought it. I never wore it. Never washed my hands in this, never wore it outside anywhere. So I have 3 small children, 2 under the age of 2. You might hear one of them snoring in the background because it's nap time. Yeah, so 2 of them are under the age, or I should say 2 of them are 2 years old and under. One is a 4-year-old. And my old is actually my 4th, my stepson. He is about to turn 13. But anyway, the band, and this is the reason I'm going into why I'm telling you I have children and why I never wore this ring. This is part of the reason why. This band has these beautiful Jeulia stones set up a little bit higher off the band. They pop out of the band a bit, which is gorgeous, and I love that. But they are a little scratchy. The prongs just kind of stick out a little bit, and it's not a bad thing, especially if you don't have little ones, but it felt too scratchy to me, and I didn't want to hurt my babies. So I was nervous about wearing this wedding ring set because of that. And the ring is a bit loose on me, so it wasn't, I don't really like wearing ring guards. Some people don't mind wearing ring guards or ring sizers to, help the ring fit if the ring gets a little bit bigger. And women have to deal with that all the time because when you're getting pregnant, your hands swell. And when you're having babies, and you have more, especially if you have more than one baby, regardless of how many you have, 1 or more, your hands swell, your wedding ring set doesn't fit right. It's too tight on your finger usually. You have to lose weight. You go up and down in weight every time you get pregnant and have another kid. It's like it's a whole thing, which is another reason why women like to buy travel rings. They like to buy stand-in rings for when they gain the weight, when they lose the weight, when they get pregnant again, when they're no longer pregnant and they're shrinking, growing. It's just nonstop. I think most of you ladies out there, especially you moms and you married ladies out there, you know what I'm talking about. So this ring fit me at one point. It's a size 5 ring, but now it's too loose on my fingers because I finally started losing weight after like a year because it's so hard to lose weight sometimes, right? I'm sure you guys can empathize with that. Some of you, some people, maybe it's easier for them to lose weight. For me, not so much. After my 3rd, for some reason, after my 3rd child, it became a challenge. But anyway, so this is a little bit loose. I'm going to put it on my ring finger, so bear with me a second. That's a jewelry cleaning cloth that you're looking at right now, and that shines the rings up very nicely. It's also like an eyeglass cleaning cloth, so if you get one of those, it'll keep your rings looking very nice and sparkly. That's what I use it for. But yeah, here it is on the wedding ring finger, and it's fantastic. It's so sparkly. It's so beautiful. I just absolutely love and adore the design. Like I said, it's a little bit too scratchy for my babies, for when I'm changing diapers and whatnot. But this one is on my eBay site. I'm selling it for a little. I want to try to recoup some of the funds I spent on it, especially considering I never even wore it. But I am selling it for cheaper. I'm definitely selling it for cheaper than what the Jeulia website is selling it for. I believe I'm selling mine for around $15 cheaper, something like that. Because it's like new. It's, I took the tags off, so it's new without tags. And it's just absolutely beautiful. But this is it. And if you know, honestly, if this wasn't a size 5, if this was a size 4 or a 4.5, if it fit me, if it actually fit me, I wouldn't be selling it. What I would be doing is I would be keeping the engagement ring and just putting the band away until my kids got older, and I would be pairing the engagement ring up with a different band that wasn't as scratchy of a band. But yeah, it's hard for me to part with this one because, just look how beautiful. Am I right? The Jeulia rings are 925 sterling silver, rhodium plated. They won't turn your finger green. Anything that's 925 sterling silver with rhodium plating should not turn your finger green. Those rings that you hear about that turn people's fingers green, those rings are usually not 925 sterling silver as a base metal. Those rings are usually like a brass, I believe, a brass base metal, and they are plated with sterling silver plating. But that's different than having sterling silver as your base metal and then a rhodium plate. And the rhodium plating is great because the rhodium plating gives it that bright white, pretty, white gold look, either white gold or platinum look. And it keeps the jewelry safe and protected. It keeps it, lasting longer. It keeps it having a nice shine a lot longer. If you're hard on your jewelry and you're constantly wearing it in the water, in showers, constantly washing your hands with it on, it is possible that eventually the rhodium plating will rub off and you will just be left with the sterling silver underneath. And then at that point, it's possible for the sterling silver to tarnish. But what you do is you get a silver polishing cloth and you can polish it right up. Polish any sterling silver jewelry, you can polish it right back up to a beautiful, shining, beautiful ring again. Some people go as far as to take their ring once the rhodium plating has worn off. They take their ring into their local jeweler and they have their local jeweler replate it. So if you have a jeweler that you know of that would replate your rings with rhodium plating for you, then there you go. I don't know how much it costs to have that done. I don't think it's exorbitant. Some people, they don't think it's cost effective. If you say it's like, let's just say it's like $75, $85, whatever, $100 to have it replated, right? If you spent that much on your ring, they don't consider it cost effective to spend that amount on getting it replated if that's how much the ring itself was. But if you're sentimental like I am and you're very much attached to your rings like I am, and you plan on keeping them for years and years and years, then, frankly, it doesn't matter. It's like, if the rhodium plating wears off, you can either just buy a brand new version of that same ring, or spend the same amount of money to have it replated. Some people think it's silly to do that when you just buy a brand new version of the same ring. However, if that company has discontinued that ring, if Jeulia discontinues this ring someday and no longer decides to sell it, this version no longer decides to make this ring, then it might be worth it to you to do something like that. So yeah, there's lots of, different options, of different plating options and different options in the jewelry world of what you can do and what you want to do. But yeah, I love this ring. It's absolutely fantastic. There is something that I want to go into about the band. So here, bear with me one more minute while I remove the wedding band because I want to show it to you close up. Now, when I received this ring from Jeulia, it looked exactly like this. And I don't know exactly why, because the pictures of this ring that you see on the Jeulia website show it a little bit differently. But when you look at this ring from straight above, it looks all silver. The entire wedding band looks completely silver. You can't really see that rose gold until you get down here. And then when you look down on the sides, I should probably pull it over in the light a little bit better. When you look on the side of this ring to see the rose gold, it's a very small detail on this ring compared to on the main engagement ring. It looks more silver Do you see that? It looks more silver on top where the rose gold part is. It doesn't look fully rose gold on that little rim. It only looks rose gold on like the inside. And I don't know why that is, but that is exactly how it looked straight out of the box when I got it from Jeulia. I'm just switching it to the other side really quick to show you the other side is the exact same way. It's just very lightly rose gold on the very, very inside part, the very inside rim of the ring on the side. But when you look from the top down, it doesn't, you don't really see the rose gold. It's only from the sides that you see the rose gold. And I don't know why that is, but like I said, that's how it looked when I took it out of the box. And I've noticed some of the other reviewers on the Jeulia website, they've taken pictures of their ring when they've reviewed their ring, and it looks, I've noticed it looks the same on those reviewers' pictures as well, where it's just for whatever reason, it looks more silver on this side. And then when you hold it on the underside, you can see the rose gold a bit better. So yeah, it's just very faint rose gold color on the band. Just a very small sort of like wisp of it, very small detail of it on the band. But on the main engagement ring, you see it much clearer, or much more of it, I should say, because it's covering more of it on this band. But the other thing to note is that because this base metal is 925 sterling silver, that is the rose gold that you see here is rose gold plating. So that means if you wash your hands while you're wearing this, or if you wear it in the shower, if you get it wet, eventually the rose gold will wear off. So this rose gold part eventually will wear off and you'll just see silver. And if you're okay with that, that's great. You know, no big deal. There is sterling silver underneath this plating anyway. But if you want the rose gold to last, you have to invest in like a $1,000 ring or 500 for, I guess it depends if you can find a ring on sale. Like the rings that are made of rose gold, they're not a sterling silver base metal. They're actual gold metal rings. Those rings are more expensive because gold is more expensive. So if you find a ring that is made of rose gold, then the rose gold won't wear off. And the reason for that is because it's not plated, it's actual rose gold or actual gold. It's not a plating like this is. This is a plating. So eventually, over time, this plating can wear off and you will just see the silver metal that's underneath. Now, if you take really, really good care of this ring, and you don't wash your hands with it on, you don't go swimming with it on, you take it off before you put lotion on, you make sure no lotions or chemicals, you don't clean with it on, make sure no chemicals are touching it, you wear gloves when you have to clean maybe, or just take it off. If you baby this ring, this rose gold plating that you see here, it will last. It won't come off. I've had this ring for probably over a year, I want to say. I can't remember when I bought it from Jeulia, but I've had it for quite some time, a year, maybe two years. And I know I said I've never worn it. It's been sitting in this box. It's pretty much just been sitting in this airtight box the whole time, which is why it's in such great shape. But the plating is still there. It hasn't worn off, the rose gold plating. So, like I said, if you're really careful and really good to it, it will last. And if you're okay with it looking entirely silver, it'll just match the rest of this ring essentially when that wears off. So it'll just look like a fully silver ring if it does wear off. So if you're okay with that, then it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so this is linked below as well. And it's sad for me to part with it, but it doesn't fit. I don't want to scratch my babies. This part does not scratch. This part does not have detailing on it that scratches. It's just this part that's just slightly, the slightest bit scratchy because of those small stones sticking up. But this ring is so gorgeous. If you don't have babies, you don't have, you know, or if you think you're just going to wear it when you're going out on a date night maybe, and you're leaving your babies with grandma, and she's watching the babies, and you're just going to wear it out on a date night, then yeah, you know, or you know you're not going to accidentally scratch your babies, then this band is so gorgeous. This is one of my favorite wedding bands I've ever seen. Look at the detailing on that. It's just so beautiful. This one that matches with the band, obviously, it has nothing on it that scratches. Even the prongs are so tiny. There's nothing on this band, on this gorgeous engagement ring, that scratches. So you could always just wear this too, and you don't have to worry about scratching. But yeah, if this wasn't so big on my finger and wasn't spinning around, I would not be selling this on eBay. I'd be keeping this one forever. I held on to it long enough thinking, well, it might fit me if I gain weight. I don't want to keep gaining weight though, so let's not go back to that. Let's try to stay on the healthier side. That's what my goal is for 2023. Let's stay on the healthier side and not gain weight so I fit into this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the size 4 version of this, because I love switching up my wedding rings, my wedding ring sets a lot, and I'm going to buy the version that actually fits on my wedding ring finger and doesn't spin. So yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and I will be doing another Jeulia ring review soon. Have a great day.